Aloha, everyone. The stock market sold off yesterday, and once again, the market immediately rebounded from the selling. And today's rebound was very, very powerful and convincing, including a strong close. Didn't go out at the high of the days on the NASDAQ, but the bottom line is it was extremely strong. We got a pocket pivot point buy signal today. You can see that TSV and MACD are trending on the short term. Stochastics and RSI are trending higher on the short term. So everything's lined up. The NASDAQ remains under a buy mode, operational buy signal. So quite a solid day today, quite a big reversal following yesterday's selling. It's hard to be too bearish. Volume was higher, so it was solid confirmation. But the S&P 500 volume was lower, and on the IBD it shows it even much lower, but MACD and TSV is trending higher, and intermediate term RSI is too with stochastics. So everything's lined up here for us to start to move higher. We have things lined up now technically underneath the S&P 500. The New York Stock Exchange, which just switched back to a neutral signal by closing below the 50-day moving average, needs to retake the 11,197.60 high where it opened on the 26th to go back to a buy signal. But the NYSE also had TSV surge today, and MACD stochastics is good, and RSI for now is putting in a higher high. So once again, everything is lined up here, and most impressive on the day, Russell 2000 was able to retake its 50-day moving average immediately. MACD, TSV, stochastics, and RSI are all in confirmation. So everything is looking good on our major market indexes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average held support at the 50-day moving average, and its oscillators have turned higher. Shortest term RSI is moving lower, but the general trend of these oscillators are in confirmation with the price action, and the big reversal off yesterday's selling is good to see. And the Dow Jones Transportation Average, nice to see no follow through immediately to the selling, but it didn't retake its high of days of the 26th, so it's still not out of the woods yet. Golden Cross in effect. TSV trying to get higher, but stochastics, RSI, and MACD still look pretty ugly overall. But the market, it looks like we're back on footing. I say, I recommend keeping a neutral stance overall and just keep taking the signals. And today was a sloppy day for me. In the morning, even though the market seemed to gap higher a little bit and ran and barely pulled back, I got knocked out of a lot of stocks intraday. CRI, I did tighten up sell stops on half the positions below the low a day, but you would have figured with the market gapping up, these stocks would have too. But instead, CRI hit, HELE hit, ABC and NICE, which were full sells yesterday, had to go below the low of days today, and they did. So NICE and ABC are finally completely gone. For me, I don't have to worry about it anymore. But SPLK, it ran my stops intraday. I had them at these lows of the day, 66.70, hit 66.22 before reversing. And this is a stock I want to add back on, want to buy back, but earnings are tomorrow after the bell. And with, RSI, stochastics, TSV, and MACD all trending lower, I'm not going to add back the full position that I just got cut out of. I'm only going to add back half of it ahead of earnings. It only averages about a 3% move post earnings. So you know what? In this market, the way things reverse and go back higher, I figure that it's worth it going to take a grab. CRI, I'm not going to buy back. I still have half the position on. AZO is a 100% sell signal with it closing below the 50-day moving average on strong volume with weaker BOP, with the price closing in the lower end of its range and just showing weakness all day. So AZO is also gone. UVXY is a 50% sell on an end-of-day basis because it's closing below the low of day of the 26th. Final sell stop is below 38.21, so UVXY is gone. And CSBK, big fail at one point intraday today on no volume. That's what I hate about these thin stocks. No surprise. My final sell stop was below 13.83. On a close, moving that up with yesterday's 50-day moving average break means it closed below 1384. It's at least a 50% sell, and that's what you get on an end-of-day basis. But obviously, when you see that it dipped all the way to 1372, I've been fully stopped out of my position. It's a buyback candidate, but not right now. We got to see if it can at least, move up again. And if it moves up again, then it might be a buyback. But I don't know, man. If you are gonna buy back, I'd put the buyback, above the 1404 level because we got two long signals basically off that level with the best one coming here. So if it gets to 1405, it's a buyback. But for now, CSBK has shaken me out. And oddly enough, the two worst positions today, basically for me, was the hedge that I put on, which was expected if it didn't work out. But Kirk failed. Kirk, shockingly, with that strong pattern and strong price action yesterday, would not have seen this coming today. But Kirk blew through the low a day on the 21st, 26.37, knocking me out of the stock. Of course, it didn't go much lower and reversed back higher, but it still closed overall weak. It lost its catalyst green bop post earnings win, and at a 26.94 close is actually closing a penny below 26.95. So on an end of day basis, it's a 50% sell signal. You can then have the final sell stop below today's low a day. But I'm all out of Kirk, unfortunately. The only two stocks for sure I want to buy back, like I said, is half of SPLK, and ALLE shook me out of half my position yesterday. But on a closing basis, since it closed below the 50-day moving average, it was technically a 50% sell signal. But with it reversing back above the 50-day moving average and overall the pattern looking true now again, I'm going to go ahead and add back the shares of ALLE that I sold off. So I'm going to add back ALLE. And Heli is the other one I want to add back since it's a pre-perfect speculator scan stock, but it needs to work on a base sideways a little bit more before I decide to do that. Now going to the new long signals, we actually have quite a few today. No surprise, nothing that great though. But before I do that, this weekend for the 4 days that we were off, I only profiled 3 stocks on StockTwits. BSTC was one of them, and in 2 days it's up 16%. So just so you know, I recommend reading StockTwits on the weekend whenever I post some charts. And I also do it during the week too, but on the weekend, especially because nothing's going on our website. Now for the new long positions, first I want to go through the ads. EA Electronic Arts is a perfect speculator scan quality stock, along with it being a Can Slim quality stock. Whoops. So it's Can Slim, perfect speculator scan, and it's hitting a new 52-week closing high. So it's in my 52-week high scan without volume. I mean, the one with the volume surge is not in, obviously, but total confirmation. So EA, just 1% for now. We'll see if I want to add more later on tonight, but for now I'm going to treat it as 1%. FCB, Can Slim quality stock. It was also in my price volume BOP surge scan. So for right now, it's 1%. We'll see. Maybe it's 1.5%. Maybe EA's 2%. I don't know, but you get the general idea. And SUPN, nice reversal. It reversed that kind of intraday reversal on the 21st, on the 22nd. Then it reversed the 22nd move on the 26th, and now it's reversing the 26th move on the 27th. So a reversal on SUPN on higher volume, a pocket pivot point signal. BOP is slightly higher than the day before. I need to really go into it because on a Zoom 3 it looks lower, but on a Zoom 4 it looks higher, so it's probably break even. Either way, it's a strong green BOP signal with the pocket pivot point volume surge. SUPN 1% add, and that wasn't confirmed anywhere else. And as for the new longs, MNK is a pre-perfect speculator scan quality stock and a Can Slim quality stock. But for now, it's just 2.5%, might be 3.5%. It will not be 5%. That is not happening. And SPR, also Can Slim quality, pocket pivot point signal. This stock was in my price volume BOP scan. Wait, no, it was not. Nope, I do not think it was. Let me go check though really quick, but I do not think that one made it. I think that was in 2 other scans, and if it was, and it was, oh, okay, so it was. So it was confirmed in multiple scans. This SPR was confirmed in my new 52-week highs with a volume surge scan and price volume BOP, and that is correct. It was not confirmed in the pre-perfect speculator scan, as it does not have a 75% gain, I think, from wherever we're registering it from. See, it's 68% or something like that. So it used to be pre-perfect speculator scan, but not anymore. So far, 2.5%. Maybe 3.5%. I don't know. We'll see. And then UVV, Can Slim quality stock that was confirmed in my price volume BOP scan. That is also a 2.5% position, maybe 3.5%.